New this week from DC Comics, The Nice House by the Sea, written by James Tynion IV, art by Alvaro Martinez Bueno. The Nice House by the Sea is the tantalizing follow-up to the award-winning, thought-provoking, and horrifying The Nice House on the Lake, brought to you by the same team in 2022. If you haven't done yourself a favor and read this original series, then I have to urge you to do so. It is one of my personal favorite comic series of all time, and certainly one of the best DC Black Label series on originality alone. I don't want to spoil the events of The Nice House on the Lake up front here, but I do want to give some context into this new series, so I think that the basic premise can't hurt, so warning for that. In The Nice House on the Lake, we follow a group of close friends and estranged acquaintances from various walks of professional life, all of whom have gathered for a big retreat at the extravagant lake house of their mutual friend, Walter. However, very quickly into the relaxing getaway, the members of the house feel an uneasiness to their new surroundings and decide to check their phone, where they discover a horrific global cataclysm has seemingly ended all life on Earth aside from those in the house. Immediately, this calls to mind a conversation that one of the members of the house had with Walter years ago when they were younger, where he asked them, "How would you like the world to end?" The seeds of mistrust laid and the shocking finality of life as they know it, the residents of the Nice House are faced with more questions than answers, the foremost being, who or what is Walter, really? It is a gripping, intelligently eloquent series with intense body horror sequences and powerful science fiction imagery, and is a literary testament to the power of perspective and detailed characters. Furthermore, it is precisely the kind of nuanced, cold-to-genre fiction with an immersive, thorough world that would make for an award-winning series of HBO television, just saying. The Nice House by the Sea places us back into this bizarre afterworld with a whole new cast of ensemble characters that are placed in similar idyllic circumstances. However, rather than a group of old friends from many walks of life, we are now faced with a group of strangers, all with their own fabulous mansion along the Mediterranean coast, all of whom are legendary award-winning professionals in their fields. Will this group of fortunate titans overseen by their host Max suffer the same delusions, despair, and paranoia as their counterparts on the lake house? Or will they simply relish in their paradise for eternity? That'd be nice. If you're looking for an original series to obsess over and investigate, with an unfolding mystery laden with lovingly crafted visual and contextual clues, then this series should definitely be on your radar. Also, if you're looking for truly inspiring and groundbreaking artwork, then that is another huge highlight of both of these books. I feel like it says something that in writing this review, I struggled describing what it was I was looking at in this first issue at times. Thus, I can't imagine what it was like for Alvaro to translate the words of the script into a visual medium. Let's dive more into issue number 1 now, which means spoilers ahead. Issue number 1 of The Nice House by the Sea opens the same way that the previous series, The Nice House on the Lake, opened, with one of our new house members, Oliver Landon Clay, sitting in a New York bar asking a stranger what they would do if they knew that the world was going to end today. Additionally, we're eased back into the world with the familiar, macabre, imagery-laden, monologue narrative format that was so iconic to The Nice House on the Lake. In this instance, we see Oliver kneeling on the beach as the lapping waves uncover more and more skulls of dead people that were covered over by the red sands. A truly shocking, profound piece of art that disturbingly makes me even more excited to dive back into the world of this series. From the past, we then cut to Oliver waking up in his lavish home, annoyed to discover that it is raining outside. We also get a glimpse of the map of our series, with all of our characters laid out along the coast with a strange, otherworldly symbol denoting them, much like The Nice House on the Lake. Yet, as Oliver visits his neighbor, we are immediately made aware of just how different the world and concept of this story is compared to the previous installment. First of all, Oliver converses with Henry Allen, the historian, who is reportedly 74 years old and yet is lifting weights like a champion bodybuilder. Most glaringly different, however, is the nature of their conversation, with Oliver asking bluntly who decided it was going to rain today. Rather than the members of the lake house laboring under the delusion of control, clinging on to reality's principles, the members of the houses by the sea are cognizant of their alien benefactor's abilities, even taking advantage of the technology that is made available to them. This unique relationship is only deepened as Oliver travels to the other houses along the sea, eventually walking in on the doctor, Hector, and the scientist, Quinn, as they adjust Quinn's bodily proportions to make her a much younger, attractive, naked woman, with a technological multifold pad of sorts. Oliver urges Hector to adjust the weather so that he can take out his boat as he had planned, a request that Hector initially denies, saying that it is best to let the writer, Victor, indulge his crazy impulses sometimes. Inevitably, though, Oliver gets his wish, and we cut to him lounging on a speedboat in the sun. But only for a moment before Max makes his first appearance. We discover that Max is strikingly similar to Walter in appearance, an unassuming, curly-haired, slender young man hiding behind glasses. Honestly, it makes me wonder if the entire race of extraterrestrial beings look like Cate Blanchett playing Bob Dylan in Todd Haynes' biopic I'm Not There, or maybe Walter and Max are simply brothers. Max informs Oliver that the weekly meeting is starting soon and that he has wandered off, and Oliver apologizes for losing track of time and agrees to take the short way back. In a dazzling splash page, Max and Oliver arrive at the picturesque coastal alcove where the meetings take place, in a flurry of color and other dimensional fluid-like biological fury. At the meeting, Victor balks at Oliver's petty attempt to change his weather, and the collective group argues about the extent of their limitations. It is clear from this scene and the characterization of Max in general that Tynion is highlighting just how powerful these extraterrestrial beings are. Rather than a slow unraveling of hierarchy and the reality of the world, like in Nice House on the Lake, it's clear that the Nice House by the Sea is going to be more concerned with social politics and the combating egos of these seemingly perfect people in their perfect world. This issue also reveals splinters in the group dynamic, with some characters carrying out activities in spite of Max and others content to peaceably live under his watchful eye. Foremost outsider in this group is Oliver, as we see an email chain he had with Max where recently he said he didn't want to be a part of the house anymore. As the meeting concludes with Victor acquiescing to his dramatic, enlivening thunderstorm being pushed to the evening time, Max manifests champagne glasses for a toast to the 2-year anniversary of the end of the world. Well, he says it's in honor of the retreat, but we all know what he means. Later, we see Oliver decide to walk in the much-anticipated thunderstorm as Victor and Hector fiddle with the controls of the environment, willfully amplifying the storm outside of the agreed parameters set by Max. Ensuing intensity causes a rift to open in the temporal reality of the environment next to Oliver, with what seems to be a living entity reaching out and touching Oliver's mind, causing him to relive a poignant memory from his past. We see a young Oliver not with Max, but with Walter, as Walter explains to him the plan for the end of the world. Curiously, Walter delivers a detail that we were not made aware of in the Nice House on the Lake, with the implication of other houses winning. Reeling out of this memory, we see Oliver attempt to navigate his way through this bizarre and unimaginable newfound surroundings, as he is stuck in the liminal space between things, before he is transported to the alien temple from the Nice House on the Lake, standing eye to eye with the surviving characters from that series. It's a surprising twist ending that I cannot wait to see resolved. I hope that it provides us more answers to the overarching logic of this apocalyptic extra-dimensional universe. Will it really be lake versus sea, or will they pool their minds and limited resources together to escape their respective paradises? If you want to find that out, remember to support your local comic book stores and grab The Nice House by the Sea, issue number 1, on shelves now. It's truly haunting imagery with such simple coloration, but so effective. I don't know about you, but I'm a sucker for a good map. Alvaro Martinez Bueno is insane. I like that we're finally getting a first-hand look at the alien technology. It's stuff like this that makes this feel like a really necessary sequel to Nice House on the Lake. I wasn't sure at first. I don't think I've read another comic that balances the idea of this idyllic oil painting that belongs in a museum with this insane science fiction imagery that twists reality and what can be achieved in comic book format. Yeah, like, what?